Hey everybody, it's Christelle Martinette here, and we have another magical pick a card reading. The question we're going to answer is it worth it? Is it worth it? So first of all, you'll see about a minute of me preparing. It's in high speed, don't worry. It's just the way I like to do things. And then right after that, I'll be explaining what the three different bags are and what they contain so you can make your choice, and then we'll have each reading. So get ready, on your mark, get set, go. Hi there, it's me again. What you were just seeing, as always, is a fast version of me preparing all the three bags. And we had three this time, just like the other times. And I'll show you them one by one so you can focus and make your choice. Let's start with bag number one. Slowly, slowly. Okay, so um, this bag is a bag that, again, is made by my mother. She made it for me, so I use it for various different things. It's colored in, it's in cotton. It's a blue-green background with flowers, as you can see. And what represents it and what makes it stand out is this stone, this citrine. It's a gorgeous stone. You can see right through. It's very difficult to get a clear stone, a clear citrine like this, and of this size. Beautiful. And what's citrine um, known for? What's it recognized for? Well, citrine is a stone that favors clarity, clarity of thought, and it has tremendous healing properties. And all in all, it's an uplifting stone. It's an uplifting stone. And so this is bag number one. I'll put this over to the side. So we have the citrine, bag number one, and we have the citrine. Then we have bag number two. Bag number two is a pink, burgundy, and gray background bag. You can see that. And it has representing a neck. Oh, too much noise, too much noise, too much noise. The stones, the gems inside. This necklace, it has representing it, this necklace. And this is a necklace that was gifted me from a friend in Poland. It's from Poland. It is made of cord at the top. And there is a piece here that is a portion of clay and hinging on to different river wood that have been used to dangle. It's beautiful. You can hear that beautiful sound. Almost could be used as a wind chime. Very, very relaxing. So that is number 2. And number three, we have this blue, soft, very fuzzy type of, let me pull it this way, very fuzzy type of material. Let me just go back through this. This is one with our citrine. You can see that. This is 2 with the clay and wooden necklace. And then we have here this bluish material, blue-gray material. And what is represent, all these sacks are made from my mom, by my mom. There is a necklace here that is handmade, and it comes from Turkey. These are freshwater pearls, different colors as you can see them. Different colors, white, auburn, and different types of silver. And it's long or it can be used short. And we know that freshwater pearls are our favorite maturity from coming from experienced pearls are. Let me show you them again. So we have bag number 1 with the citrine, bag number 2 with the clay and wood, and bag number 3, freshwater pearls. I'm going to put the camera down, and let's start. Before we make our choice, you probably could choose based on the colors of the bags or on the necklaces that represent them. What is inside each of them? Inside we have a large gem and 2 smaller gems. We have the starseed oracle, the Lemurian starseed oracle cards. We have the picture postcards, fine arts in there. We have as well a tarot deck. We have the Verasibila oracle cards and, the Destiny cards, and we have the Lenormand deck. Now, let's take a breather here. Let's breathe in to the count of 5. We'll do this 3 times. Breathe in to the count of 5. And breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe in to the count of 5. And breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe into the count of 5. And breathe out to the count of 5. Might want to you can pause the camera, pause the video, and think about it a bit more, and then we'll start with our first reading. What is the reading all about this time? The question that we ask ourselves is it worth it? Okay, the question is it worth it? Can be in relation to anything, really. Is it worth it for me to spend time with that person? Is it worth it for me to purchase this? Is it worth it for me to spend the last dollar that I have on betting on something that I'm not sure about? Is it worth it for me to take this course? And so on and so forth. So individually, this could respond to many different things. So again, this first choice represented by the citrine, the second choice by the clay and wood necklace, and the third by the freshwater pearls. take your time, pause the video, and then we'll go on to the first reading. Here we are with our first reading, so let me unravel things. We'll put this citrine off to the side in between the other gems. Let's try it that way. We have our runes, and the runes are made of onyx, and the onyx represents willpower, concentration, our discipline, and helps us focus. Then we have this leopard jasper. I love this combination with the jasper and the citrine together. Then the jasper, the leopard jasper, it's sort of an activator. It's an activator stone. It cleanses and stimulates, and it helps us at our heart chakra, really. It heals karmic, emotional baggage from past lives. I love this stone. I love that. I actually love it. Then we have this tarot. This is from the Fantasy Tarot. We have the Destiny cards. Destiny cards. Put those away. We've got the Lenormand, and then the picture postcards, and our starseed, the Lemurian starseed oracle. Then we have a gate. Now, a gate is a stone that fosters communication. It helps us find clarity, and it boosts our self-confidence. Let's put that there. And one, last but not least, we have a garnet stone. And garnet favors prosperity and good health. Okay, so now we can start. Let's start with the oracle. The oracle cards. Starseed oracle deck. Large stock card paper here. Difficult to manage, but we will make it. And they have been mixed before, shuffled before. The card that comes out for group number 1 is stepping stones. See if you can see that better. Stepping stones. Take the next step and let go of an old paradigm. Take the next step, let go of an old paradigm. Put that right in the middle. And let's take the cards, the postcards. So I'll mix them, cut them, and take one from the top and one from the bottom. Okay. Now, oh, this is beautiful. This is the Peacock. The Peacock by Archibald Thoburn. And the peacock is a symbol of royalty, of vision, of spirituality, guidance, perfection, and watchfulness. And each peacock feather you can see has an eye, and in Greek Roman mythology, and it was thought to be the eyes of the heavens. And in Hinduism, the peacock represents patience and kindness. And then we have this gorgeous, gorgeous painting called The Wave by Gustave Doré. The Wave. Is it worth it? Let's see. Is it worth it? Let's see. Now let's take a look at the tarot. I love the way this setting is just, it looks like a gorgeous author or altar. Looks gorgeous. Well, we have some really, really interesting things. We've got the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and we have the Magician, and we'll make our magic, do our magic on this Magician, and the 7 of Coins. So let's do that right away. Let's do that right away. Pick that up, hold it out for you. Excuse me. And let's see what we can do. Magician, hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this holy card so that we may start a new beginning. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this holy card so that we might bring about change. Begin anew and bring about change. Now, what I'm really am surprised about in this, first of all, is the extreme harmony of the colors here that I'm looking at, because we do have this darkness. Of course we have the darkness, but it's offset by this gorgeous 3 of Cups. Now the question is it worth it? Ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt, but I'll let the reading unfold. First of all, we have a message here that is the focus of our reading for group number 1. Take the next step and let go of the old paradigm. So all of you of group number 1 who are planning to venture capital, who are risking some form of something financial of assets that you have, opening a new company, buying something that is costly, something that represents, it's all relative as well, something that represents an extremely serious investment. It looks like you have that power now to make things come about, to bring about that change. Now, the first thing I'm going to highlight is this 7 of Coins, and take a look at that. I'm going to do that with these Destiny cards. This is an Italian oracle deck. I've used this before on in the Pick of Cards readings, and let's see if I take them from the top. Oh, kind of interesting, my God. Now, it looks like you'll recall that from the last Pick a Card readings, we had some, there was a group that talked about delay, and I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly when. I'm seeing that those people who had the delay, well, your time is up, because I see victory here. Vittoria, I've got a victory here. And I have movement. This is like a chariot. This is a trip. This is movement. There are people, and it is a 7 of Wands card, a 7 of Clubs, and the Ace of Clubs. This is an extremely powerful grouping of Destiny cards here. Now, the 3 of Coins here does talk of a slight delay in terms of money coming in, but that is very, very soon in coming, especially for those of you who are waiting for a payment, something coming in the mail, something that will be, back pay, some increase in pay that goes back a few months. Now I'd like to take this to off to the Three of Wands, that does talk to us about taking stock of, before jumping in and leaping into the fray. It tells us to take stock of your success and your position in relation to work, in relation to another person, in relation to a relationship. I've got here the card of success, successo, and happiness. Success, happiness, and there's always, you can see how these cards work. And I'll show you this. We've got the movement, victory, and a delay. And here I have success, happiness, and indecision. The message that I'm getting is this. You see it in arm's reach. It's there right in your midst. You have it right before you. Again, you can almost touch it. And right before you go there, it's almost as if you don't want to reach your goal because you're having second thoughts. This is very minor, but it does occur and you will feel it. Now I'd like to take the Lenormand cards. The Lenormand cards that are an oracle deck, actually. And let's see. I've got here the crossroads, the paths, and a return here. This is a return. The stork. I'm thinking that what we're seeing here with both the peacock, because we know that the peacock is a symbol of success as well. In oracle cards, they represent success. Now, excuse me, I have to pick up something. One of the poor cards. Okay, here it goes. Now, what do I have here? Again, the success is offset by the mountain and the serpent. A serpent changes its skin and it evolves, but it does take time to do that. And it also takes time, as indicated by the mountain. Is it worth it? Even if there are delays, ladies and gentlemen, you can bet your bottom dollar that it is worth it. Absolutely. I have no doubt about that. I'm going to take a few cards here on this Knight of Wands, because it's as if most of us from the, I'm looking at 92%, I could say the entire group really, are adamant of going in, making a sting, and getting what you want. It's as if you're very decided in getting on what you want. Is it worth it? We have a definite yes here, and we do have the details concerning timing. There is a slight delay, but it is a slight delay. What I'm looking at for the Knight of Wands is, here we go. What is the problem with the delay? We have imbroglio, means trickery, like someone is undermining you. There's a trickster among your midst. Envy. There's envy. That person definitely is envious. And however, you offset those, because when we have two that work negatively and one positively, you offset it with your hope. This is a little more, you have to watch your back for someone who wants to hinder you. This is definitely a warning that the cards are admonishing you or pointing out to you. I'd like to take a few of the Norman cards here to this beautiful Ten of Cups card. We've got the child, the clouds, and the mice. Look, the beginning, this is just the beginning, and we have that. But when it highlights the Ten of Cups, which is truly an infinite happiness card, and where it's tempered by and it is the delay. I'm seeing it as being the delay. Usually two negative cards rule each other out, but it does still cause a delay. So if you need more time to do some study or research on what you're looking at, do so. Now is the time to do that. Let's take a look at what the runes have to say. Let's see. Okay, now let me unfold them as they have fallen. Up. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Okay, look at this. Now, first of all, we have the rune called Fehu, and it is bright stave. You can see that etched into the onyx. Fehu means fulfillment, either in romantic terms or in financial gain. And this depends on where it is placed, and what I see is something that does point to abundance coming in with the magician, and you're wielding your power to create. Now, over here to the right, I've got let's say Invats. I've got Otala, and you can see there it is in the light. I thought it was Invats myself. Otala. Now, Otala is a rune that talks about possessions and about what money can buy. And it has the implication for you that in the vision of a delay, this rune tells you you need to step back one moment, step back. Otherwise, you'll be consumed by a precise vision that you have, a materialistic vision. So take a step back and watch before you leap. This is Wunyo. We have the rune of Wunyo, which is bright stave, and it's on its side, really. So this is tempered. And Wunyo is really complete happiness and joy. It is the 10 of Cups in rune speak. It smells, it defines success. It's distinguishing success and a positive outcome for and in terms of your affections. With the delay, this too tempers these joys. It's as if you've been waiting for a long time, and there is a further wait. Here I have Perdro, and Perdro here is bright stave. Magic, mystical rune. This is just like the magician, and it talks of hidden secrets that come up, that emerge, and they will surprise you. If these have to do with the issue at heart, is it worth it? You will get your answers in this period. I have this other wonderful, beautiful rune, Soilo, and of course, Soilo smacks of victory and power and success. So we have, they do point to success all over. The runes, the divination tools that I have chosen here are really centered on this, the power of the citrine, really, the uplifting power that it offers us. I have here Isa. Now, Isa tells a different story. Isa literally means ice, and it talks about freezing, waiting, and cooling down. If it has, if it is related to a relationship, it means that you need to take time away from each other. If it relates to business or a venture, it means to wait as well. Here I have Awats. Now, Awats is the hue tree. It represents the hue tree. Excuse me. It represents the hue tree, and it's an ally. It's a protective rune. This fosters universal protection. Now, the next rune, the last two runes that we have. This is Hagal. Hagalas, I should have expected Hagal to come out. And Hagalas comes out when it talks about delays, again, because of forces outside of your control. So, let's just relax about that. They are not controllable. And the last rune I'm seeing here is Awats. Awats is a journeying rune. It's movement. It's going forward. It talks about change. It may also talk about a move that you are involved in, move to a different residence. And there is a gradual development here. It does not talk of quite of a delay, but if it involves movement or a change of residence, it is admonishing you to go slowly and cover all of your bases because the progress is steady. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, of the first group of bag number 1. Now, relax and write me under the video your comments and what were your reactions? How did it resonate? What part resonated to you? I'd appreciate that. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen, on to bag number 2. Here we are with bag number 2. Bag number 2. The clay and cord and wooden necklace. I'll put that here in the middle. And let's see what's inside. Let's take a look and see what's inside. Let's take a look. We have the runes and we have these antler runes. The antler runes, antler bone runes, which represent the life-giving power of the sun. Put these off to the side. Let's see. These are the destiny cards. The runes. The tarot. The fantasy tarot. We have the picture postcards, fine arts paintings. We have the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. More of those. And we've got this gorgeous champagne aura quartz. It aids conscious expansion and has incredible cleansing power. It helps us to ground ourselves both psychologically and spiritually. I'll put that in the back. Then we have this black jasper. And the black jasper is used to heal a broken heart. And it protects us from negative energy, from spells, and helps us enhance our motivation. I'll put that in between here. And we have the bloodstone. All right, look, the bloodstone is called bloodstone. There's a red streak there inside. It's a stone of courage and of purification. Put that off to the side. And before anything starts falling. And let's start. Let's start with the oracle cards. The oracle cards, the Lemurian Star Seed oracle. The Way of Pearls, the Way of Pearls, the Way of Pearls. Liminal space, new energies, trust, a time of growth. The Way of Pearls in the sea, the deep blue sea. Now I'll take the picture postcards. One from the top and one from the bottom. Okay, this is Expectations by Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema. Expectations. And here we have Gustav Klimt, a famous painting. I'm sure this is an icon, The Kiss, from his golden period. The Kiss. Let's take a look at the tarot. I'll show you those. The first card is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Two of Swords. Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. The Lovers, will meditate on that. We'll work magic on that. Invoke magic. And here we have the Tower as well. We will invoke magic on that. The last is the Chariot. Wow. Very, very powerful group number 2, bag number 2. Let's start. The Lovers. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness the power of this sacred card so that we might gain spiritual and sacred knowledge. So that we might gain spiritual and sacred knowledge. Foster loving relationships. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that we may foster loving relationships. Now, let's go on to the Chariot. The Chariot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that we might have self-confidence in our lives. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that we might have self-confidence in our lives. And the Tower. The Tower. Hear me, O guardians, great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that we might be freed from our destructive ego. So that we might be free from our destructive ego. Now, let's go on and take a look at what is happening here. Such powerful energy. This really, really huge, powerful energy. Now, I'll remind you that the question was, is it worth it? Is it worth it? It looks like there is a lot at stake, especially with these 3 major arcana. It definitely is a lot at stakes. Why? Because you are putting a lot into it. You have your expectations. Now, not only is there the Kiss, remember, we have the Lovers card. It looks as if, to me, we need a way to harness our experience, the energy of our mature experience, This is a time where we need to garner new trust. And that seems what is holding us back in terms of the question, is it worth it? The cards look like to me that they're asking you to take a leap and go with on a wing and a prayer and trust. It looks like, first of all, there's this Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. And when we see the swords, especially the Ace of Swords, talks about truth emerging and the necessity to have truth emerge. Even though there is this very emotionally calming energy of the Queen of Cups, and this may point to many of you in this group who have chosen bag number 2, that you may be involved with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I'm looking at a situation, ladies and gentlemen, that it's highly emotional. This is one. It's highly emotional, irrespective of the swords cards here. It's highly emotional. There are decisions to be made. The Lover's card does point to decisions, and the Kiss also. You can take a look. And oh, my cards have fallen. Just a moment. I'll see if I can get them before I go on. The interesting part of this this painting, you can see, is that he indeed is kissing her, but she turns her cheek. She gives him her cheek. And whereas in the Major Arcana, the Lover's card, it is a dual nature here. There are two meanings. Usually, there are also some decks that actually have 2 Lovers cards, but one side of the story to the Major Arcana, the Lovers card, is a matter of choice, and I see them here. I see the choice here, and you are not exactly happy with having to take that choice. And of course, we do have this Tower here. Let's start by looking at, well, first of all, let me go and give and pull another tarot from under the deck. And this is the Four of Swords. There is this little bit of a delay, and that is ruining your parade. It's raining on your parade. So let me take a look at these 2 Lovers cards and see exactly what they're trying to tell me. Okay, because you know why I'm taken aback at these 3, specifically these 3 Major Arcana, is that there is the Chariot, and that's moving forward. The Tower really takes the rug from underneath your feet, but then we have the Lovers. It looks like we are in the second group. We're at a fork in the road, and we need to make a decision, and hence the question, is it worth it? And this is where the true nature of the reading comes in, because you'll remember the way of the pearls. Pearls are taken from under the sea or in fresh water. You can find them in rivers as well. There are new energies to be garnered. There needs, remember the fact of trust and the need for time to grow. Usually, that expression, fools rush in, and we many times are so eager to jump into something without looking at all of the facets, different facets. I'm going to take these Destiny cards and take the 2 Lovers cards together to see if I can clarify them. And I've got, here you go, an enemy, nemico. I've got the enemy. I've got trust. And then I have relief, a sigh of relief. It's as if these are trying to tell us, yes, there's a third party involved. The cards are imploring you to be able to trust. And this is also underlining that. And the relief comes when two people are able to trust each other and the reward comes. Is it worth it? It is worth it if you can, and only if you are able to trust. This message seems very, very clear. Let me take now the delay here, this tower, the tower that has infested our reading. We've got the illness, malatia. We have the lover and insincerity. Okay, so insincerity, that's falsehood. These are lies. Lies that are creating a very difficult situation, not health-wise, but a depressed state, because the love is perhaps misguided. There is not affection in the same, was it Einstein who said that one energy that you expend comes back in a different form to you? Well, what is given is not returning. And this is the nature of the choice and the nature of the difficulties here. Not necessarily is the delay a question of dissatisfaction or sadness. It is the third-party situation, a lack of trust, much mistrust. And let's see, what does this Ace of Swords bring forth for us? Well, 4 wanted to come out and 4 will be coming out. We've got protection, love, earnings, and generosity. It looks as though if you are able to trust seems to be coming up as the watchword here. You are protected, and generosity of spirit will get you through in more ways than one, ladies and gentlemen. Here it talks of love, here it talks of finances. Now, let me take the Lenormand cards, and I want to look at our Queen of Cups, this lady, who can be a man as well, but it may be for many people there the involvement with a water sign. Just a moment, let me take a look here. Let me take a look here. 4 have come out once again. We have the fox, the moon, the anchor, and the lilies. Look, this points to the lies, the deceit, a third party, things that make you fail to give your trust. The love is there with this moon and the anchor. And the anchor speaks here of not balance, but I see it in finances. I see that your situation, your romantic situation, is taking its toll on your money-making abilities, it seems. And the maturity that is suggested by the lilies here asks you to take a step back and see this conniving or trickery at a distance before making a move, or before being subjective. Try to be more objective and see it from afar. I'm going to take, let's take the runes now. I'm going to take the runes and see what they have to add. Let's see what they have to add. Okay, I'll put them out as they have come. There you go. Okay, now, first rune out First rune out is Soilo. Soilo does talk about success. Soilo does tell us that it means the sun, after all, victory. It's great power that is afforded you. Now, is it worth it? It definitely is worth it, and Soilo is in the position of the request for trust. Having said that, I do have Isa, and Isa, whereas this is the sun, Soilo, Isa literally means ice. It means a freeze. It means stop. It means take a step back, cooling down in the relationship before actually making a move, before deciding anything. Interesting. We have Yera here. Now, Yera talks about karmic rewards and harvest time, and it talks about legal issues that may crop up, some justice and legal issues. Those of you who do have legal issues or are awaiting a ruling, take a step back, and you need to wait for that still. Yera beats time. The rewards and the harvest come in afterwards. Here we have Wunyo. Wunyo is bright stave, and Wunyo is the rune of joy. It talks about being in a position of happiness and where there's a positive outcome. Again, the spelling out of success, and in relation specifically to your affections, your relationships. Now, I have 3 more runes here. One is Aljits. Now, Aljits does look like a tree. Aljits is a fortunate influence. It hails and regales, it announces a fortunate new influence in your life. It's a protective rune. Your especially friendships here are to be confided in. If you need to not ask counsel, but just not keep everything to yourself, this rune is suggesting that the protection comes from other people as well, those that you can count on. Now we have Urus, and Urus is Merkstave here. Urus is a card of strength and vital force and energy, which will be cut literally in half because of the spiritual poverty in not being able to espouse truth, espouse, how can I say, trust. This is, and I'm talking to the males out there right now, expect very strong emotions, and you will be recovering from an emotional burden that you have. It's a strong healing rune. It does talk about you having to make a sacrifice. It asks you to negotiate something. This for this, your happiness for something else. It also tells you to, again, step back and watch and look and ponder. Don't be rash in your decisions. The last rune that I'm looking at here is Gifu. Gifu literally is gift. It's a gift. It's a partnership. It's a give and take. It's a rune that is an important, it heralds an important outcome and development in romantic relationships, especially in partnerships. Look, group number 2, bag number 2, I'm looking at an issue of trust. Is it worth it? Yes. Give your trust, and the reward will, like Yera, will be coming back. This is a karmic return. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, from group number 2, bag number 2. Namaste. It was a pleasure. Write down to me under the video and tell me how it resonated with you, which parts and which other parts did not. I'd appreciate that. It's always good to have some feedback. Now on to group number 3. And here we are with bag number 3. We have our pearls, freshwater pearls with silver, different colors. I'll put that off here to the side. Let's take a look at what's in store for us. Let's take a look at what's in store for us. We have our runes, the jade runes, which favor health and abundance. Put this off to the side. We have our rhodochrosite. Now the rhodochrosite, it's a gorgeous stone here. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. Rhodochrosite, it attracts love, and it opens the heart chakra. It connects us all to our inner child. Isn't that? It's one of, well, so look at this, how beautiful they look together. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The rhodochrosite is such a warm stone. Then the other stone we have is citrine, and the citrine, as I often say, is just one of my best. I'd love to have it. I would practically, if it weren't so difficult, so hard, I would keep it in my bed next to my pillow. It's a gem that favors clarity of thought, and it has an enormous healing property, and overall is just an uplifting. It's an uplifting gem. Then we have, and we also have here fluorite. We have this beautiful fluorite, violet and blue color, and it enhances our mental clarity. So again, you know, we have this opening of the heart chakra, clarity of thought with the citrine, the rhodochrosite, and here this fosters mental clarity and clears our energy fields. I'll put that off to the side, and let's see the rest of the package. We have the Fantasy Tarot, the Destiny cards, the Oracle deck, Lenormand deck, picture postcards, some more here, and the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. Let me see. Let's start with mixing the Star Child Oracle deck. Very tough, hard cardstock, paper stock with this cards. What's in store for group number 3? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? There it is. The Family of Light. Family of Light. Signs, guidance, innate and ancient wisdom. It looks like they're pointing us, the card is pointing us toward meditation, or to seek higher energetic fields and domains for our purposes. Let's take a look at what else comes out here. Take one from the top and one from the bottom. Okay, we have here, this is gorgeous, still life, Paul Cézanne, the Jug and Fruit. Paul Cézanne. And the New Orleans St. Charles streetcar. Oops, there you go. Put those one on top of another. And then the tarot. There it is. One has fallen out. The 7 of Cups. Put that up here. interesting cards. Look, I'll show you them. So we did see the Seven of Cups, this Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. We have the Sun. The Sun will invoke magic for that. Our Queen of Wands. Eight of Cups. And Six of Wands. This, you know, these, it seems like there's a, you know, on the one hand, I'd like to say there's a decision to be made, but I see movement. I see a static nature, a non-movement. I see movement, non-movement. I see a lot of work. There's a lot of directions here, but there is disorientation. There's a lack of determined, distinguished direction. Let's put it that way. Now, let's go to the Sun, and the Sun is a major arcana that we can really, whose power we can invoke. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Hear me, O great guardians of the tarot. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that it may make us successful in all our endeavors. Harness us the power of this sacred card so that it may make us successful in all our endeavors. Now, of course, we do have the card of success, the Six of Wands, but there's an expression in Italian that says, one robin does not announce spring. So, you know, we have a lot of meat on the table. We have a lot of energy on the table. We've got a lot of clarity here, mental clarity with the stones, fostering mental clarity, and we need the mental clarity. This oracle card that I like to put down first uses, I feel that it's a guide for us. It talks about guidance and about light. And together with this citrine, we are invited, ladies and gentlemen, of the third choice here, to raise our gaze, all right? Raise our gaze. But there seems to be a bit of an issue here, a bit of fear, something that will stop us in our tracks. It could be motivated, it could be derived from this lack of direction with the Seven of Cups. Where am I going? This horseman doesn't know which way to go. Let me take the destiny cards and see if they can give us some clarity. Let's look at that 7 first. Okay, so we have the friend. We have a breakage. We have a rupture, something that is broken. And fortune. It looks like to me that they're telling us, apart from the success of the fortune, which could be monetary or not, but it looks like something has been broken, or there was a stop in a relationship, that has left us a bit disoriented, but not totally disoriented. There's a lesson here involved. There's a lesson that will guide us through to a successful outcome. Now let's take these one at a time and get a little more clarity here. Let me look at the fear card. What is it about that card, about this Nine of Swords that's making us afraid? What is this Nine of Swords trying to tell us? All right, we have this businessman here, this man of affairs, this man who's working, right? Then we have successful business, there's success in business, and the messenger coming. Now, why on earth, you ask, and I ask, why could that be? Illuminating this Nine of Swords. Well, there's a risk involved. Definitely there's a risk involved. And there are expectations of news coming in. The idea is that positive work will lead to positive results. However, it is a situation that's slightly out of your hands, involving other people, and you're waiting to hear back from other parties. This is getting, the plot thickens here. Remember, there is the sun. Now, there's also here this Eight of Cups, and the Eight is a progression from the Seven, of course. Now, this is a card that bears fruit. The cups bring things. There is this Queen of Wands. Many of you in the third choice may be involved with a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Let me go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Now, over the dynamics of still and movement, still life and movement, are these cards. Interesting, my goodness, how they speak. How they speak. House, casa, a business contract, and a lightness in your step. This is a messenger coming in. This is a rider coming in with news about a contract. Now, the house here stands for your metaphorical home, comes to you. It comes to you. It's not necessarily a business. It's not necessarily a place, but it's coming back to you. The information that you have put out is returning to you. It's a matter of time. And this is not a delay. It's not a delay by no means. The delay I see is a matter of our mentality, because we're expecting it yesterday. There's no delay here. I'm going to take more destiny cards on this Eight of Cups to take a look at what that's holding out for us. Right, we have here intrigue. Isn't that interesting? We have intrigue. We have the lover, and we have sadness. Now, an Eight of Cups does bring things, just like the gentleman here is about to try to carry or entrap this bird-like figure. And on top of the bird-like figure is a small person, you can see. It looks as though there is a situation, an emotional situation here that is not very clear. It's not very clear. And what is, and I always go back to this family of light. There's signs that come up to you. There's signs that point you in a direction that you need to understand in order for you to get the response. Now, let me clarify that. It's as if you're going along and someone says, you go to a shop and they say, okay, you want some milk? The milk costs $1. The milk costs $2. The milk costs $3. The milk has a price. You don't have that. You don't have all of it. You only have part of it. So you tell the shopkeeper, what about if I leave it here and I come back and give you the entire amount? I'll give you half now and half later. And the shopkeeper says, of course, if you leave the milk here. This situation is quite murky in relation to a shopkeeper with something you can buy and sell. This talks about our emotions. This talks about the nature of something that is not black and white. There is some gray area here, and the gray talks about us needing some satisfaction and security. We want security. We want something black and white when we really cannot have it. We cannot have it. Think about all the times you've changed your mind. Think about how many times in the day you change your mind about how you feel about someone, or you question their values, or you question your own thoughts about them. This is inviting us to take a really hard look at not what we think, but how we're thinking. And again, the invitation is to raise your gaze and look beyond the material. I'm going to take some Lenormand cards now, the Lenormand cards, and clarify our oracle with the Lenormand cards. This family of light, yeah, well, 4 have come out. The family, doesn't this remind you of the messenger that we saw before? And howdy doody, this is the messenger coming in. And the house again, which is not a home I see here. It's coming to your metaphorical home. It's coming to you, the messenger is. This is the Tower, important messages of the heart. When we talk about light, we talk about love. And any way you cut it, you may be watching and you may be thinking, but I want to know about my business. Is it worth it for me to spend this money? Let's say, this is an example. And on the other hand, am giving you a message of light, of love, of distinction between what you see in the shadows and what you see in the light about a person, about a relationship. Behind every business, behind every investment is a relationship. And the cards are pointing to that relationship as well. Let me take now the runes and see what they have to add. Okay, let me pull them out. Okay. Let's see. I love when it comes to this part. I just love it. We have Diag. You can see the etching, the gold etching there. We have Diag, and Diag talks of increase. It talks of growth. This rune just washes away any other delays. If there's a delay in some of the rooms, we will be looking at them. This counteracts that. Let's put this off at the side, to the side. Here we have Yera. Yera talks of rewards. Rewards for our efforts, a harvest. It's harvest time. It will be coming in. There's a karmic return here. A karmic return in terms of, again, I focus your attention on relationships, be they romantic or business partnerships. Relationships are at the heart of everything we do. Now, this also talks about justice and legalities. For those of you who have legal issues at stake and you're waiting for information, that will be coming around this period, because the delay rune that Diag told us there's no longer a delay. Here we have Tyr, the rune Tyr. Now, Tyr is a rune that smacks of competition, the success and victory in a competition. You're highly motivated. It talks about extreme motivation, and it points to abundance, an increase in power and abundance. And it looks like to me that most of the people here are wanting to focus on the finance, but there is a relationship behind that financial interest. Here I have Lagas Lagus, and it is Merkstave, unfortunately, because usually it's intuitive knowledge, and when this is Merkstave, it will counteract that intuition that we have, and it tends to make us not understand things. This is why there's a certain amount of murkiness that I'm looking at. Here I also have, let's see, this is this is Thurisas Merkstave. And even if it's Merkstave, it does talk about being protected, and there is a certain amount of luck involved here in this period. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. But you need to consider the relationships before going forward. Now we have, let's see. We have Anzus Merkstave. Anzus. Anzus is a rune of communication now. You have to, it looks as though we all are in this group in a position of difficulty in communicating, not wanting to openly communicate, not wanting to emerge with our own truths in relation to someone else. And we'd rather put it at bay. We'd rather put a hold on that. Anzus in this position is sort of suggesting that will be happening. If you don't want that to happen, take your next step. Take the necessary steps in order to counter that. Here we have Manats, and Manats is the rune of humankind, of interdependence. You will be receiving aid. You will be having receiving aid from others and from the universe, and it is now the time for new plans. So is it worth it? Yes, if you can discern between the dark and the light aspects of relationships at the basis of where your interests lie. I do hope this was of help, ladies and gentlemen. Do write below my video and let me know what part of the reading was resonated with you and what didn't, and that would give me a lot of feedback, which is always interesting for us readers. Namaste, and until we read together again, bye bye.